With every success, there will be countless imitators. Following Gran Turismo's flagship titles during the PlayStation 2 era, many publishers tried their hands at making their own track racing games. One of these publishers was Konami, yet another Japanese publisher who wanted a piece of the pie. Marking the first sim-type racing game ever produced and released by the studio, Enthusia Professional Racing made its debut in March 2005 in Japan and 2 months later in North America and Europe. Curiously enough, reviews at the time were all over the place, ranging from mixed reception to generally favorable scores. Having released only mere months after Gran Turismo 4, arguably the system's greatest technical feat, it's safe to say Enthusia got vastly overshadowed by Polyphony's newest masterpiece. However, it is not 2005 anymore. We do not need to decide for one over the other and can simply judge each game on its own merit. Keeping all that in mind, the point of this video isn't to compare Enthusia to its former competitor. Instead, I wanted to take a look at the game with fresh, open eyes and judge it for what it's worth. Having said that, this isn't my first rodeo with the game either, as I have checked it out roughly 2 years ago. So with all that being said, is Enthusia a good final hurrah for the PlayStation 2's racing library? Let's dive into Konami's first and possibly last licensed racing game of all time. They have Enthusia Life, which is basically your main career. Driving Revolution, look, I don't even know, man. I mean, we could start with that, I guess. I actually have no idea what this is. Welcome to Driving Revolution. In this mode, players must hit the indicators at a designated speed to complete each stage. Like a license test. Okay, I remember this. Yeah, I definitely remember this. So you basically have to hit gates at like a certain speed, if you will. Yeah, sure, let's start with that. Gives us probably a nice little tutorial into the game. Let's just try out some cars. Oh, we're starting in a Corolla. What in the... I've never seen this particular Corolla before. Oh. Really? This is what we're starting off with? Talk about setting the bar low. Oh yeah, we need the specific speeds for these here. I guess it looks really good for PlayStation 2. Which is something, you know, we say a lot to a lot of games, but I think in this case, for real, this looks insane for PlayStation 2. I mean, fair enough, it's like one of the last few games that came out for the PlayStation 2, but goddamn, that is impressive. Oh, now we're doing zigzags. Did I just read that correctly? I've already obtained the most OP car. Am I gonna be fast enough? Yeah. And now I actually have to steer. The handling in this is fantastic, honestly. It's hard to describe, or hard to compare to anything else, I guess. I'd say it's a little bit like a mix of Forza and Gran Turismo, so it's not as forgiving as Forza, I'd say, but a little bit more accessible still than Gran Turismo. We're going to an MRS. I can already feel the snap overs there coming. Gotta be a little bit more careful with this thing. Okay, I'm a bit too fast. Okay, that went fine. That went fine. Cars unlocked. Completion rate is now over 5%. Rank F cars can now be selected in free racing mode. Okay, so what you unlock here is basically for free play. So this doesn't really have an effect on the career. Now, I like when these kind of games have like a separate mode outside of the main career, you know, where it's like its own progression and everything. And you have like separate unlocks. Forza did it with its arcade mode. Gran Turismo 3 had a great arcade mode as well. It's nice that this is... Wait, is this all minis? Okay, thank God. I'm out. I don't want to drive these cars, man. I'm out. Now let's dive headfirst into the career. Enthusia Life. Welcome to Enthusia Life. In this mode, players can choose and drive different cars according to their skills and aim to become the top in the rankings. Before selecting your car, we will explain to you the icons and numbers displayed at the right-hand side of the screen. I remember that. They have a lot to say about this all, but basically, this is the class of the car. Goes from A to F, so we're not even starting with F-class cars, we're at least starting with E-class. You have your basic stats that are mostly behind the face cam, but it's cool that you have like real-world stats. This one has 97 brake horsepower, which is great. Segment, each car is classified as one of 8 different types. Okay, this one's a compact. You can't read it, but it's a compact. Assist features. Right. So, each car has like, you have a setting. Like when it comes to like the driving assists, you can have like a global setting or let the game decide a setting for you basically. And they call that recommended. And I picked recommended. And what recommended does is for slower cars, it basically just turns the assists off. But for cars that the game deems to be a little bit more difficult to drive, it will turn like, you know, either traction control or electronic stability control on. Cool feature in my opinion. Because some cars I do not want to drive without traction control. Some cars are not meant to be driven like that, you know. Let's pick a car. So we can start in a Nissan March. Gotta say, not my favorite first choice. Because What is this? It looks like a Yaris van. Look at the front. It's a Yaris van. I'm not going to pick this. Beetle. Dude, 114 horsepower this thing. Polo. I think that's the car I started with the last time because that would have actually been my first car. Had I actually completed driving school, which I didn't. Estima hybrid. Holy man. You can start in a hybrid minivan. That is such a... like, what is this starter car, dude? And, like, what is all this stuff? I love how, like, half the cars here are literally meme cars. Like, this is a meme car. This is a meme car. It's probably a meme car, too, because it's a Mitsubishi. This is a meme car. Oh, that's a classic, man. Bluebirds. Oh, that's a classic. That might be my starter car. I have the Cosmos Sport. Another classic. All right, let's go with this one. Can I not change the color? Back? Okay, it just gives me... more info. Ah, now I can change the color. Okay. I like the red, to be honest, but maybe a bit much. Safari brown. It looks like orange. I'd go with the yellow. It was kind of interesting. So now that we got our car, this is where it gets interesting. So we can join races, basically, to increase our rank. Right now, we're at the bottom of the list. General goal is to get that number as low as possible, basically. To rise up in ranks as fast as possible. But you also get a skill level, so you have like a little bit of a... like it's a little bit of a mini RPG, if you will. Like you have like a skill level, which is basically your regular level, and you get experience points for it. Enthu points is kind of like a health bar, which is very interesting. These will decrease when your car slides off track or when collisions occur. When your Enthu points reach 0, you cannot join a race in the following week. And what you have to do then is basically you have to skip a day. And skipping a day in this game basically means that your rank will lower. Like... you'll fall down the ranks. So basically the entire career mode is not really like a Gran Turismo kind of thing where, you know, you join cups or whatever. It's really more of an RPG. So tuning level, skill points earned with the car you have driven will increase that car's tuning level. Therefore, the longer you drive one particular car, the more advantage you will have. Okay, and this is clear. Alright. Oh, this is the interesting part. So this is determined by comparing the car's ability to compete among the other cars in the race. The higher the odds, the harder it is to win the race. Which is a little bit confusing because you want the number to be as low as possible, I think. They talk about higher odds. But I think you wanted the number to be lower, which basically means you have a more challenging race. But more challenging races also mean you get more skill points and everything. As far as I remember, at least. You can see it's a little bit complicated, but trust me, just stick with it for like an hour and you'll get the hang of it. I mean, let's just see how we do. Fuck it. Yeah, I think we may be a little bit out of our depth here, but let's see where it goes. Right now, we are literally at the bottom of the rank, so whatever happens, it cannot get worse than this. One thing that they were really proud of and were always advertising is how realistic the suspensions are, and they really are. You can already see this with this like fairly old Japanese sports car. Like it's super spongy. And I'm already losing Enthu points. In the lower left corner you can see them. But really incentivize you to drive cleanly. And there you go. Oh yeah, that's how you get cars. It's literally gambling. So you don't actually buy cars in this game. You basically get a random car from your opponents. It's completely fucking random. So ideally we get the Alpha here. At least the TT. The first two would be kinda bad. Nice. Oh yeah, you can also not get anything. Like it can also just completely fuck you over and you don't get any car at all. Well, on one hand, it's kind of a shame that you can't buy anything directly. It also keeps things interesting because you never know what you're gonna get. Like everyone's gonna have a completely different playthrough because it's all completely random. 9 points! The absolute skill. Oh my god. Oh, switching cars costed me a day. Great. And you can see now the odds are a little bit better. Let's drive a Mystic Cave. I remember this one actually had some off-road sections. The off-roading here essentially works in a way where you don't have separate off-road tracks. There may be one or two, but it's kind of like mixed together and you don't really have off-road tires. The cars just drive off-road. How well they do depends entirely on how the car is configured. Now, an Audi TT is not necessarily a good car for off-road, but we'll see. I mean, it's a Golf. We're up against. How bad can it be? But this one, despite being off-road, it's only because it has a much better suspension, feels a lot more stable. So that's really nice actually. Mainly because the suspension is not as spongy anymore, so the weight isn't shifting all over the place. Oh, look at that, smoke in the Golf. I don't think there's a look back button, unfortunately. So I can't look behind in this game. Really basic function. I'm not sure why they didn't include it. Alright, will I get the Golf or not? Scammed. So that's how it works. You can absolutely get scammed here, but look at that. I actually get much more points from this race this time around. Tuning level up and driver level up. Sweet. Yeah, when you level up, you know, you increase your maximum health bar if you want, and your recovery rate. Generally lets you stay in races a little bit more longer, even if you wreck your car. Speaking of car, if you use the same car multiple times, you do upgrade its performance, which I think is quite nice. It's a bit unfortunate because it's like entirely linear. Like you don't really get to decide what to do. But yeah, using the same car multiple times basically pays off because it gets faster and faster over time. So you can really just narrow it down to your favorite cars and just use those and you get rewarded for it, which is pretty cool. And so it also has a little bit of a... Okay! So basically, if you start further in front, that means you also have the slower car. Whereas if you start a little bit further in the back, that means you have a faster car. I don't want to lose my Enthu points. Okay. I'm not even sure if wall riding is viable here in terms of speed, but you're still not encouraged to do it. But look at that. Despite a less than stellar start, actually doing pretty well. May have been the upgrade we got. Who knows? Ow. No! God, please, no! Again! Okay, whatever. So we're upgrading tires. Should give us a little bit better grip. We're slowly but surely crawling up the ranks. I mean, we could also change to another car since I still had quite a few of them. Could try the steamer. It's four-wheel drive. Could try this track, but we're kind of out of our depth here a little bit. And there's a Corvette Stingray in here. Hey, DeLorean was in this game and a Copen. Dude, look at this. Honda Fit, Copen, this is literally... And then the Yaris. Or Vitz, I guess. It was literally the Gran Turismo meme race day. Let's go. Alright, let's see what this thing can do. It's huge, dude. Bonk. So no way I can catch that Stingray. Hold on, man. Why am I passing that one? Look at this, dude. Look at this. A steamer, man. Honestly, I think I probably would have been faster in this one than in the car I picked initially as a starter car. Dude, how can you drive a Corvette Stingray and lose against this? Genuinely. What an embarrassment that must be. Dude, look at this, man. We actually won. I didn't even have to cheese this that hard. Like, that just kind of happened. Imagine if we get the Stingray now. Dude, stop. Stop! Oh, yo, let's go! We even got the Stingray. Sweet. Nice ride. But I'm gonna need those keys right now. Wait, expect me to yellow something? Well, that thing's fast, but probably really hard to control. I think with that one, I definitely have to use traction control. Yeah, we got upgrades on a Stingray. A steamer. Don't think I'll be needing those. Thank you very much. Settings? Oh, let's see what you can do here. That's where we can check the tuning level and adjust the height of the car. Oh yeah, you have like very detailed tuning here, as you can see. If you are into fine-tuning your car, you can do it right here. But everyone traction control on this thing, to be honest. I think without it, I'm gonna be pretty lost. But let's see. We have pretty good odds in all of these races here. Okay, let's give it a shot. Okay, so we somehow managed to slip into old school muscle cars. Completely random, by the way. Like, that just kind of happened due to the cars that I got. If you play the game yourself, you may find yourself using completely different cars. And that's something that I really like about this game. Like, each playthrough you start is gonna be completely different. Like, with different cars and everything. Oh man, I need traction control in this thing. This thing is awful to drive. Oh, this is uncontrollable. And you can tell it just always wants to lock itself into a slide. And you just kind of have to stop it. Ah, dude. And the brakes are awful! A steamer was genuinely better. I hate this car, dude. I'm not gonna drive this one again. This is just no fun. I just don't like old school muscle cars whatsoever. I like cars that I can actually get around the track properly. So that's only a third. It's kind of weird because I set the assist setting to basically recommend it. So the game decides when to turn traction control on and when to turn it off for each car. And I'm wondering like why the fuck the game would decide that traction control isn't necessary for these cars. Like the first cars where I would turn it on. So I guess I'll just turn it on globally. Okay, let's try it again with assists on. Let's see if it's any better. I mean, thankfully I was still able to participate because I almost lost all of my Enthu points.
Must hold on to the precious Enthu points.
The car still locks into a direction, but at least now I can countersteer a little bit more effectively. I feel like this time we can at least stay a little bit more competitive. I'm not sure if it's because of the assists or the track itself being a little bit more simple. Come on, man. Surely I can beat this, like, whatever this is. And I ran out of Enthu points. Cool. Alright, get it out. Get it out. Get it out of my face. I don't want to drive this car again. I tried. I don't like it. Do I at least get a good price card? Don't give me the C3 game. I swear to motherfucking God. And we got the... I mean, I guess it's kind of nice. I'm currently sitting at 0 Enthu points. Now you can see I actually can't start the race anymore. So I actually have to rest today. I mean, I guess I can also change the car, which I wanted to do anyways. So what class is this one? It's still E-class. It's a nice car though, I kind of want to drive it. Get my points back, and now we can join another race. Oh god. We're going up against the turbo box from Tokyo Extreme Racer Drift 2. Oh no. How will I win this? Oh, this track looks nice. That really does not look like PlayStation 2 anymore. I just want to like go off track and explore. Interestingly enough, for this track I do not have a minimap for some reason. There's a meter counter though. I think that indicates the distance to my opponent. Watch out for Tuscan Raiders. Yeah, if you hear him, it's already too late, man. Car's pretty slow though, I gotta say. Especially around these corners, man. Feels so sluggish. This reminds me a little bit of Dead 2, actually. I think Dead 2 also had a track that just leads you to the middle of the desert. It's quite nice. Okay, will we get the turbo box, yes or no? We do, nice. Should we try Tsukuba? I mean, the odds are not great. Like, the opponents here, we're easily the slowest car. Dude, the PT Cruiser is faster than us. I refuse to believe that, man. Now, honestly, let's see what the turbo box can do. It was so much faster than anticipated in Tokyo Extreme Racer Drift 2. So maybe it is gonna be the same case here. Let's see. But that Fat Megan, for some reason, is actually faster than us. I mean, right now, everyone seems kinda close together. Let's see. Could go either way right now. Oh, that's the 180SX coming. Nah, I don't think we'll get second or first. Yeah, I remember the AI was actually pretty good in this too. The opponents, they do employ like pretty aggressive tactics occasionally, cutting you off and everything. I don't think they outright ram you, but they can be pretty defensive sometimes, which is pretty cool. Okay, I want to at least beat that Renault. Not beating the 180SX I can live with, but that Renault has to go. Oh, that was late. Shit! Okay, I think the Renault will pass me now. Yep, I should take it back. Again, too late! I read chat! Ah, oh, fuck. Yeah, it's done. It's GG. Damn it. Unless maybe. I know the game doesn't encourage Forza moves, but... there's no way. God damn it, man. Turbo Box, you have disappointed me. Actually, I have disappointed myself. That was entirely on me. Yeah, I think the main thing with this game is it's very, very sensitive to weight shifting. And even if you shift your weight ever so slightly, the car spins out. Not spin, it doesn't spin out, but it goes into a slide. Like every little weight shift gets the back out, no matter the car. It seems a little bit exaggerated if you ask me. One make race. That means it's all... Oh, okay. I love how they're all blue and it's just one... And I'm just the only one that's red. You can insert that one meme with the skinny white girl on the couch and the muscular dudes in the back. I mean, not really, considering it's all the same cars. Actually, I'm the muscular dude because I actually have some upgrades already on this car. I'm the imposter here. Red very sus right now. I can go back to the novice challenges, and there's actually some pretty difficult races here. My odds here are super shit. But why? Oh, this is red golf, okay. Better not touch that. I'm not touching this race, red golf in here. Gonna be tricky, but I'm gonna give it a try. Okay, I think the upgrades have really helped this car, by the way. Like weight and tires, the car already feels a lot more controllable than before. But look at that, despite the low odds, so far it seems pretty good. I have the 180SX behind me, or whatever that is. Hey, look at that. Oh, that's like a super old RX-7. It's like first gen, isn't it? Sweet, sweet. Alright, now upgrading power. Ah, even losing weight too. Ranking number is now within 800. You can join rank 3. Nice. So R3 races basically means new tracks and, you know, just generally more options. Oh, odds here are super low. What is this? Oh yeah, we will not win here, man. Burgenschlucht. That's Germany. I think we got a shot here. Oh yeah, Burgenschlucht is the name of this track, which I guess would translate to Castles Rich. I guess that's one way you could translate it. Man, the tracks look amazing here, though. I gotta say. The tracks here are such a highlight. And you can't believe this is PS2, honestly. This feels like early PlayStation 3. If it wasn't for the resolution, I guess. But another great fantasy track. Once again, highlighting my point, you know. Fantasy tracks are important. More racing games should do fantasy tracks. This one's amazing. From the looks of it, this is definitely southern Germany. Like Bavaria is what this could be. All the houses here being super old school. Like pre-World War II, basically. Castles and just generally the amount of elevation. Huge track as well. I think when you have a faster car, this will go a lot faster. I don't want another Stingray. This thing is garbage. Get it out of my face. Oh wow, the grip on the car has improved so much with these upgrades. Yeah, sticking to your car is really worth it, man. It's Tsukuba at night, look at this. When was the last time I actually got to drive on Tsukuba at night? Almost no game lets you do that. Let's give that a shot. Look at this, man. It looks so different at night. So much better too, in my opinion. It looks so much less bland. Like, a lot more interesting. Like, name me one game where you can drive this track at night. I can't name you one. Genuinely. Maybe the Forza games let you choose nighttime. Yeah, I certainly can't come up with any PlayStation 2 game. Really freshens up this super repetitive track for me. I mean, it's generally cool that you have both night and day on tracks, you know, because Gran Turismo 4, although it had a lot of tracks, always only had one time of day baked in, you know. Like, Tsukuba was already always at day. Special Stage Route 5 was always at night, you know, kind of like that. So it's cool that here there's a little bit more variety. You know, there may not be as many tracks, but the tracks that are there seem to have support for both night and day, which is really cool. Maybe not all of them, but at least Tsukuba does, which is great. But hey, look at that. Managed to clutch out a third at least. There were way too many collisions though, so I get no points. Except ranking points. Oh, it's raining? Oh, crap. There's one thing I also didn't like about Gran Turismo 4. Like, you had wet tracks. Not rain, wet tracks. But even those were really only delegated to like 1 cup each, which was really short. So all in all, I would say, in some aspects, this game was certainly way more ahead of its time than Gran Turismo and Forza were. Like, Gran Turismo and Forza were not this dynamic with their tracks. Like, whatever tracks these games had, it was always in the same setting. It was either always daylight, always nighttime, always dry, always wet. Actually, Forza didn't even have any, like, wet tracks until, like, what, Forza 5? So in that aspect, this game was certainly way ahead of its competitors. The rain here also looks better than the definitive editions of GTA. Even here, man. Right now, I just want more interesting cars. Like, we've been driving this Abarth for quite a while because it's really nice. But I really have to throw myself into some impossible races. Like stuff like this here. I mean, it's 6 laps. This will take forever to complete, but some cool cars here, man. Yeah, let's do this one. There's cool stuff here. Whatever I win here, it should be a decent upgrade. Oh, look at this. Actually managing to keep first, surprisingly. I'm not sure if I can hold it for the rest of the race. It's certainly looking a lot better than I thought initially. This fair lady is making me proud, real proud. Hold it! Hold it! No! We can do this, man. Oh, dude, what? No! There was a corner sticking out! Bullshit! Oh, man. So close. So close, man. I mean, we still got second here, which is really good. As like, the most important thing is actually getting a faster car here. Doesn't matter if I win or lose. But let's hope I get something. That this wasn't a complete waste of time. We got the fastest car. Okay, Pox. Z4 time. Nice. Should be a decent upgrade. So the car that beat me, I just got. And it's nice karma. Yeah, that one's way better. This one's class E. This one's class C. Look at how much better the odds are now. Pacific Gateway. That's definitely a new track. There's some seriously good cars here we could win. Man, this track reminds me a lot of Grid. It's definitely based in San Francisco, and like, one of the most famous tracks from Grid were also San Francisco. Honestly, may use real-world roads, and that's why it feels so similar. But I really like it, man. So much elevation is always fun, especially when it's a city track. Get out of the way, man. You just full speed through there, man. Why are you braking? Yeah, maybe I can catch that Evo after all. Gotta get away from the car. I'm losing Enthu points. Ah. Saw the opening, went for it, but couldn't quite pull it off. Okay, we have the chicane coming up again. If I can pull it off, I should be able to pass. Yes! So scuffed. But it works. Nice. GG. Hey, we finished with a time of 4:20. Sweet. Dank. Oh, come on. Oh, whatever. The Z4 is good. Oh, I could win an Impreza here. Oh, but I could also win whatever that is. Heavy Astro Van. What is that? Let's see. Definitely gonna pass it. It's right up there in the front. Whoa, look at that. Impreza, man. Dude, that thing is huge. How is that thing and the Impreza participating in the same race? Actually, how? Well, I'm not sure if I can get that Impreza. It seems really strong, but I can certainly try. But I gotta be careful not to, like, hit too many things. Otherwise, I will not get any upgrades for the car, which could still be useful as long as I don't get any new car for now, you know? The Z4 is definitely very controllable and a very nice handling car, so I shouldn't be doing too many mistakes. The cool thing about this game is the difficulty is kind of perfect, since you can always choose a race with cars that are similarly powered as you. If you pick the right races, the difficulty is literally perfect, honestly. Like, I feel like almost every race that I've done recently always had like some really nice matchups, where the entire race was basically like a battle for position. It certainly helps combat that, what I guess you could call the GT syndrome, where you get a car and you just upgrade the absolute hell out of it, essentially just eliminating any and all challenge. Like, the main appeal in Gran Turismo is, like, if you want to, like, still make the game a little bit interesting, is by trying to make sure that whatever race you do, you turn a profit. Or whatever championship you do, you turn a profit. That's kind of like the appeal in the Gran Turismo games. Like, sure, you can spend, like, 200k on upgrades on a car and you will easily win. But if you only get, like, 20k out of it, wasn't really worth it, you know? That was always the fun appeal about Gran Turismo. It's trying to turn a profit out of every championship. And if you play it like that, it becomes the most amount of fun, I think. And look at that, I actually managed to beat the Impreza. Nice. Okay, if we could now also get the Impreza, that would be sweet. I mean, I could save scum this if I wanted to. I could just reload my save over and over until I get it. But that's a bit cheap. Let's not do that. Get an Elise. I'm not sure if that's better. No, they're actually the same. I mean, this one has a lot more horsepower, but also weighs over 500 kilo more. I'd say they're pretty much the same. I want to try this tollgate track. So, are we going uphill or downhill? It looks like we're going uphill. It really boggles my mind that Gran Turismo never had a cool tollgate track like this. I mean, it's Gran Turismo, man. Would you expect that game to have something like this? And instead, Forza, the American interpretation, or I guess like Western, probably not American, but like the Western interpretation had it. That actually blows my mind. Instead of giving us a proper tollgate track in Gran Turismo, we got to drive on the fucking moon in Gran Turismo 6. Thank you. Something everyone has asked for. What are they doing, man? I swear. Oh, look at this. You can even see the city there. That is so sick. This feels like something straight out of Initial D right now. Except I am in a totally inappropriate car. I have the inside Anakin. Maybe this track also is available at daylight and maybe even with rain. That would be even better. Okay, I actually managed to win this. This was actually pretty tough. We got it. Nice. I kind of want to switch to it, to be honest. It seemed really fast. Okay, so we only used the Elise for one race. I mean, it did its job. Got us an upgrade. That's all it needed to do. Switching cars lost us some ranking. That's unfortunate. Against an S2000. If we get lucky again, this might be another straight upgrade. But I'm starting to feel quite a bit of a difference in handling with these cars now in the rain. We will drive and a little bit more performance. I can feel these are a little bit more slippery now in the rain. Wait, the hazard light start blinking when you pause the game? Oh wow, that is so cool. How have I never noticed that? When you pause the game, the hazard lights light up. Oh, that is so cool. What a cool detail. It's always nice seeing older games have this high amount of attention to detail. I feel like that's the kind of stuff that's missing nowadays. Whereas I feel like nowadays it's all about more cars, more tracks, more this, more this. I feel like the small things just get lost all the time, you know? I mean, fair enough, you know, saying our game has 700 cars is easier to market than saying our cars have working hazard lights, you know, but still. I feel like it's something the new TDU could implement. Okay, will I get the S2000? I did. Nice, it's another upgrade. What do we got here? Ooh. Okay, I'm going here. I think the cars here are more interesting. Yeah, okay. Holy crap. Man, I'm not even gonna try competing against these, I think. I maybe would be able to if I had more upgrades on the S2000. But it's currently mostly stuck with just one weight upgrade, so... tricky. But I feel like the game really opened up now that we have some faster cars and it's a lot more enjoyable. And it's certainly fun starting super slow crap cars. But at some point you really want to move on, you know? Yeah, it must be a Nismo, right? There's no way that's just a regular R34. That thing must be some kind of Nismo tune. Not a bad fight, but I don't think I can challenge that NSX for second though. I think it will always stay in front. I gotta say, like, the racing aspect of this game is fantastic. Like, absolutely phenomenal. with the tracks, car sounds, and yeah, as I said, you know, difficulties since the game really urges you to push up against faster cars. Yeah, it's great, man, honestly. And when you do win one of these races, it feels more meaningful too, because you know, you chose that challenge. You know, you knew the odds going in. The game literally tells you the odds, and when you win despite fairly low odds, like that feels really good. But in this instance, there's no way we had any chance here. I mean, third is still really good, and the game doesn't really penalize you for it, you know? It's not like in a Gran Turismo game where it's like, ah, what a shame, you only have a bronze. You now need to redo this event if you want to get the prize car, you know? Like, nah, like, you can just move on. It doesn't really matter if you got third here. You still get your points, you still get something out of it, and if you're lucky, you get a good prize car, and then you can just move on. It also helps to make this game a lot less frustrating. But I guess can be a little bit frustrating is when you just, for the life of you, just don't get lucky with, like, these prize cars, and you just cannot get anything faster. You just get super unlucky with these raffles. That can sometimes be a bit frustrating, I'd imagine. So let's see what we're getting. I mean, most of these are better. LADZ would be great, because, I mean, you know me. Slight upgrade. Only the Sylvia. Where's the wing? I'm probably not gonna switch to this car, mainly because now we already have upgrades on the S2000, right? Like, the Sylvia is only ever so slightly better. But considering we have already some upgrades on the S2000, I think I'm gonna stick with this one. It's probably ends up being faster. My ranking number has decreased even, and we're now at rank 420. Blaze it. Fucking blaze it. What a joke. I guess we're kind of stuck here for now until I go to use slower cars. I picked cars that are too fast. I guess I progressed too quickly. I think when you get into like the higher ranks, at some point you're gonna need faster cars, otherwise you're just going to lose. But I think right now I have like top of the class stuff for the R2 League, whatever you want to call it. So I need something slower. Maybe going back to the 240SX could be a good idea. Could be a good move. But I think I'll wrap it up here. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out for today. Much appreciated all. Take care, take it easy. And as always, peace. Thank you guys. So yeah, Enthusia was great, and I really urge you to check it out for yourself. Thank you to my patrons for supporting my content as usual, as well as James for his help with the video. What are some other hidden gems for the PlayStation 2 I could check out? Let me know in the comments below. Until then, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care.